Good afternoon and welcome to Fast Horses Today for Sunday. Today is June 2nd, and there's a pretty good betting, well, there's a couple good betting opportunities over at Santa Anita today. They got a pick six carryover of 63,000, and that's been getting promoted, I know, all morning long, and I've gotten a couple emails from it from some of the various sites promoting it. I'm sure you have as well, and they probably will get a pretty nice pull on their pick six today. That starts in the third race, but I looked at the races quite a bit today, and I don't have a pick six ticket to come up with that would be reasonable as far as a dollar amount. I don't want to spend that much on it. But what I do have is I've got a couple win bets, and I've got a pick five that I'm going to play here at Santa Anita, the late pick five, which is in the fourth race. And the fourth race has a approximate post time of 2:39 Pacific. So that's 4:39 here in Central Time. And let's get started here in the fourth race. So the fourth race is a 6.5 grass race on the flat grass. And it's one of those starter allowance optional claimer races that they create to put together fields. So, we'll see what we can do here with this one. So I've got two horses here that I want to start off this pick five with. One of them is the one Vegas Burner. Now, Vegas Burner, I don't really understand what happened with this horse. This horse had shown some really good runs. He got beat by on the wire against a horse like Judge Miller, who, we saw Judge Miller run in the Hollywood Gold Cup last week and come third. And, this horse just got beat on the wire by Judge Miller some time ago, earlier in the meet. And, it took a while for this horse to break his maiden, but he finally did when they dropped him into claiming. And then Steve Knapp ended up grabbing the horse and took him from George Papadromo. And, this looks to me like, not that Vegas Burner is some runner, but I just think that he's found a really lightly talented field that he should, be pretty competitive here with. Horse is 2-1. I'm going to put him in, and then I'm also going to put in the 6 horse here. And the 6 horse is Queen's Code. Queen's Code comes out of the Carla Gaines barn. Now, we've talked about Carla Gaines a few times here on various previous shows. Carla Gaines has been having a tough year. There's another horse that looks great on paper. Light field, lightly talented field. Certainly has run, done some nice running on this Santa Anita grass course, and should be competitive here. But you can't really single a horse like that because she just hasn't been winning. But then you'd really not want to forgive yourself if you throw her out and she does win. So Queen's Code is 5-2. So I feel like the 1 and the 6 should get this pick 5, advance into the second leg. Now let's go to that second leg. That's the 5th race, and it's a mile on the dirt. It's for California allowance horses here, and first level allowance horses. I've also got 2 horses here that I want to put in to advance to pick 5. They're both out of the Jeff Mullins barn. The first horse is Catman Sue. Catman Sue is a kind of a lightly raced horse. Has 4 starts, a win and a second, has been sprinting on the grass. And I know a long time ago, Jeff Mullins declared that he was a turf trainer. And, you see most of his runners do run on turf. So he's kind of gone that direction with his horses. And I guess sometimes when the condition book comes up, you can't always pick exactly where you want to go. But I feel like this horse might be competitive here in this mile race. I think might have a bit of a class advantage. They're putting blinkers on. Maybe they're going to send this horse running early, and that's always dangerous on these mile races on the dirt. Whoever's up front, seems to do well. So I've got the 3 Catman Sue. That's 4-1 Hector Barrios there, Jeff Mullins. And then I'm also going to put the other Mullins in, who is California Bay. And that's the 7 horse. That's 7-2. Tiago Pereira takes the ride. I'm going to also make a win bet on California Bay. Now this horse, really, I'm kind of wondering why this horse hasn't won a little bit more. But this horse comes out of the mare Tamarack Bay. And Tamarack Bay has produced some nice runners in the past. I know Tamarando was one of them. I think Passerando was one of them. And some nice runners in the cow ranks. And this is one of the offspring of Tamarack Bay. And this horse has shown some good racing on the turf. So now the horse is out of conditions on the turf. So they got to try and win on the dirt because they allow them to do that in California, stay in the allowance ranks, and you could switch surfaces and see if you can get a win. So the last 2 times this horse has run at a mile on the dirt at Santa Anita, has run some even races. I thought got some tough trips, and certainly didn't help the matters for this horse. But I'm thinking that maybe this horse, it's a smaller field. There's 7 horses here. This horse shows some talent. Maybe Tiago Pereira gets this horse into a good trip, and I think you'll see this horse running late. So I like California Bay. I'm going to make a win bet on California Bay. But for pick 5 purposes, I do have the 3 and the 7. All right, now let's move over to the next race, which is the 6th race. This is a open allowance, 6 furlongs on the grass, and I'm putting 4 horses here because I don't want to get knocked out of the pick 5, but I do like one horse. I'm going to make a win bet as well. So I've got the 2, who is Itzel. Itzel coming off a long layoff for Peter Miller. As I've mentioned, I'm not a big Peter Miller fan, but I don't forgive myself if the guy wins and I don't have him in my pick 5. So I'm going to put the 2 in. That's Itzel. Then I'm going to put the 3 in, who is Charm Your World. And I'm going to make a win bet on Charm Your World as well. Now, last time this horse ran, I had given this horse as a selection in the pick 5. This is one of Ron McAnally's horses. And this horse ended up winning at 27-1. Unfortunately, didn't hit the pick 5 that day, but caught the exact with this horse, so that was nice, and it helped make the day. So Charm Your World got up, first starter, 6 furlongs on the grass. Valdivia was up, and Valdivia got this horse up on the wire at 27-1. So if you looked at the PPs, you might see the breeding on this horse. This horse is a brother to Rock Your World. And if we remember a few years back, Rock Your World, I believe, was the favorite in the starting gate in the Kentucky Derby a couple years back. Had a bad start, really didn't get much of a run there that day. And this is a brother, a brother to Rock Your World. And I'm sorry, this is a filly, so this is there's a sister to Rock Your World. My mistake there. But Rock Your World, I remember, got sold for like almost $700,000. So they didn't, put this horse up for sale. Maybe McAnally, he's getting, towards the end of his training career and to the twilight of his life, and maybe he just wants to run some horses and see if he can win some races. Have the excitement of winning races and being in the winner's circle again. So Charm Your World, could be something special, like her brother was. And, I could see maybe this horse winning, right after breaking the maiden here. This is 6-1. It's worth a win bet here. Then I'm going to also put the 6, who is Irresistible Force. Irresistible Force comes out of a small barn, the Jane Neff barn. You don't really see this barn winning all too much, but this horse certainly is worth a look. Has run some good races on mile grass races. Had Van Dyke on the horse, came second a couple times. We've seen Van Dyke kind of struggle with winning, so this horse finishing second with Van Dyke makes me think this horse has some ability, has some talent. And now they put Tyler Bays on the horse at 6-1. Why not? These are the kind of horses that if they come in, they make a pick 5 pay nicely, and you wish you had them on the ticket. So I'm going to put the 6, Irresistible Force, and then the 7 horse, who is Just Nails, the Doug O'Neill barn. Freysu is up. This horse is 3-1. I'm going to put that horse in as well. So that's the 2, the 3, the 6, and the 7, and then a win bet on the 3 horse, who is Charm Your World for Ron McAnally. All right, now let's go to the feature race. Feature race is the Desert Stormer. It's a $100,000 race, 6 furlong sprinting, fillies and mares. I think that they put together a nice field of horses here, very evenly matched. And it's so evenly matched, I don't really have a selection here. I'm going to go all but one. There's a scratch in the race, the 7 horses scratch, so it scratches down to a field of 6. I could make cases for each of these horses on why they'd win and also why they'd lose. I like Chismosa. Chismosa is a hard-trying horse. She'd been running down the hill the last 3 times, but Chismosa has a really nice record on the dirt. She's a Grade 3 winner. She beat a horse, Sweet Azteca. We saw Sweet Azteca run a glorious race, winning the Grade 1 Beholder Mile. So, this horse could beat Sweet Azteca. That's tremendous. She came second to 3 Witches in the Santa Monica. 3 Witches would roll right over this field. So, Chismosa is certainly a factor. That's the 1 horse. I'm also going to put the 3 in, who's Tom's Regret. Tom's Regret is also a nice Calbred filly who shows a nice record on the dirt. 5-1. Going to put Tom's Regret in there. I'm going to put the 4, who is Anywho. Anywho out of the John Sadler barn. This horse, bit of a strange thing. I'm not exactly sure. They might have been looking for a race out in Kentucky and didn't get it, but they ended up going into second level allowance race. So this horse had been working well at Santa Anita. Went over to Churchill Downs on May 17th. Blew out a field of second level allowance horses, which, there's big purses there. There's some nice horses that run in those races. She blew them out. Now she's back in Santa Anita. So Anywho is a nice horse, 5-2. She shows her best races are one-turn races. So this is 6 furlongs. So, should be her thing. 5-2 in the program. I'm going to put Delightful Heart in here, who is 5-1. Mike Pipey, Mike Smith. This horse I thought ran a beautiful race in the comeback race off a long layoff. Came back from almost about a 10-month layoff in early April and won a nice race and a pretty nice time. Mike Smith was on her, and she beat Vitalera, who came back to win down the hill subsequently. So that's a live horse. Delightful Heart could be live at 5-1, and then the 6 horse, who is Ricci. Now this is Bob Baffert's charge here. Now I can't recall seeing Bob Baffert bringing horses from the Southern Hemisphere. This horse had done all of her running in Chile, and this is her first start for the Baffert barn. Now, I know other trainers in California have certainly brought horses from the Southern Hemisphere, but I really don't recall Baffert doing it. So this horse, she's a Grade 1 winner running long in Chile, but, this is her first race back off a long layoff, pretty long layoff, about a 6-month layoff. She ran last December back in Chile, and Baffert's got her. She's worked nice. Maybe she'll be good enough. So I'm going to put the 5 horses in there. That's the 1, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6. And, hope for one of the prices there. Now let's go to the last race. Last race is a California bred, maiden special weight. They're going 6.5 on the grass. That's the flat grass course. So I've got 2 horses here that I'm going to put in to try to cap off this pick 5. I've got the 4, who is Moonlight Tryst. This is for David Hoffmans. Now, I had mentioned this horse last time that she ran. I liked her that day. First starter for David Hoffmans. Hector Barris was on her. She came running late and just lost by a nose. It was one of those where her nose was on the wire. I think the horse inside of her just got a little better bob and beat her. But this horse really just ran a winning race. Was right there on the wire. So they're putting blinkers on her, and they're making a surface switch. She ran on dirt last time. Ran a pretty good figure first out. They're putting her on the grass. The breedings should be no problem. American Pharoah throws a lot of grass horses, and the mom is out of Candy Ride, so certainly grass breeding's there. Putting blinkers on, so makes me think that maybe Barrios mentioned to Hoffmans that the horse might need some focus or something. So I think the blinkers on should help. Because she ran great in her first start. So she's 5-2. Got Moonlit Tryst, and then also the 9 horse, who is Sassy Prancelot. Sassy Prancelot comes out of the Phil D'Amato barn. We haven't seen Sassy Prancelot since last fall, back in late September. She ran a race at Santa Anita. She was bet on that day. It was about 5-2. So they look like they had some high hopes there first out. She kind of got kind of a rough start that day. It was a sloppy track. It says wet fast, but it looked more sloppy to me. It seemed like a lot of water there on the track. She ran a nice even race. I'm not sure these horses are really used to running on sloppy tracks in California, because they rarely do so, but made me think that she could run, because she showed some run there after getting, kind of knocked around at the start, and then, was competitive. So I'm going to put the 4 and the 9 there in this last race and hope that this pick 5, gets to that point. So let's recap here. Santa Anita, 4th race. We got the pick 5, late pick 5 going. We've got the 1-6 with the 3-7. And that win bet on the 7, that's the Jeff Mullins horse there in the 5th race. With the 2, 3, 6, and 7. And in the 6th race, I got a win bet on the 3. That's the Ron McAnally horse, pulling for Ron McAnally. Then going into the Desert Stormer race, got the 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the last race of the day, got the 4 and the 9. So that's an $80 ticket today. If this is a guide for you, I feel like it's going to be worth it for me to play this. If you feel you want to add, subtract, play the pick 4, play pick 3s within. It's really up to you on what you feel is best for you for the day. if you feel like playing a pick six, you might want to look in the third race and see who you like there in the third and put together a pick six ticket and jump into that pool. I'm just not going to do that today. But, as always, do how you see fit here. So please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Comments, good, bad, let's hear what you have to say. Put them out on after the video because, it can create some nice discussion. So let's hope we've got some good luck today. Let's get some good trips in our races because that results in good luck. And let's have some good, safe racing. Thank you very much. And we'll be back next week with the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga.